Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday, the 29th of January 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Shadowscapes Tarot for today's reading, and I just want to show you some of these cards because what I've noticed about this deck, it's unique to these cards, is the colors appear much brighter on camera than they do in person. So if you film your own videos, this is a really good deck to use. Just a little tip from me. Let's see what the cards have to say about Saturday, the 29th, and what energy you'll be working with. So first card is the Ten of Wands, the Moon, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is an interesting message. The cards are saying that you can be super productive on Saturday the 29th. But the warning is that if you're taking on too much, you can see this woman here, she almost looks tree-like and she's holding up this whole town. And that's not going to work forever. Sooner or later, she's going to be crushed by the weight of this. She's going to have to put it down at some point if she wants this to work out in the long run. So that's the first message the cards are giving you. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Prioritize, focus on 2 or 3 things that are super important to you and get those done. And be organized and schedule things for tomorrow or the day after because you only have so much time and energy. And the cards are saying that you have to use that appropriately. You're not going to be able to get absolutely everything done. So the first message with that is then go with the flow, avoid perfectionism. It's unlikely that things are going to turn out exactly 100% the way you want them to. So you can make it easier on yourself by simply accepting what turns up. Next, the Moon. The Moon is a major arcana card that talks about fear. And it's that fear you get when you're anticipating something that you dread. You know, like if you have to have an unpleasant conversation that you've been avoiding, or you have to show up in court or go to the police or something, and you know you've got this date, and days or even weeks before, you're just kind of thinking about it, and you're like, oh no, I've got this to do. That's what the Moon card is all about. It's in the middle of the night. The moon is in a crescent shape, so it lights up the forest here in a particular way that makes everything seem daunting and intimidating. Usually we've got a lobster coming out of the sea, and we've got 2 dogs guarding these imposing towers and a path moving through it under an angry moon, which says this is a journey that's daunting and fearful. So you can be very productive today, but you have 2 things working against you. And if you look at those, you can deal with them. 1, taking on too much. That's easy to do if you get organized. And then 2, if something seems daunting or it gives you anxiety, then that's actually something to pay attention to. Because if you're narrowing things down, you're saying, okay, I'm going to focus on running errands and then spending time with relationships and maybe doing a little bit of work. That's what's most important to me today. Then if any of those things really make you feel anxious, put those at the top of your priority list because that's where you're going to make most progress. Because the Moon card is saying there is a path to enlightenment here that's worth taking, but it's not an easy path. So you have to do a little bit of inner spring cleaning here and say, I'm not going to let myself be put off by every negative emotion, and I'm going to manage my workload on this day. And if you commit to that, then you can really get so much done. It's just about narrowing the focus and saying, I'm going to look at what makes me feel grounded and where I can affect change. I'm not going to entertain negative feelings or a sense of being overwhelmed. I'm going to take action around that, only do what I can and do it well. So the 10 of Wands is a card that usually depicts a young man with 10 wands on his back. And what the card is all about is it's saying the good news is that you really care and that you're invested in the process of life and you feel like you can take actions which will have positive consequences. But the bad news is that you can only do so much. So rather than kind of working yourself to the bone, lighten the load a little bit. And when you do that, you can make a lot of progress because one's is fire, life purpose, passion. So it's like giving yourself an area of focus allows you to actually make progress and to simplify. The moon card is very much about using your intuition and your animal instinct and your gut feeling to help you navigate this and to appeal to your higher self and to say, I may be worried and concerned. I know I can do this. Please support me. Give me concrete guidance as to how I can move ahead. And when you accept that guidance and you continue despite your fears and your doubts, you get to a place that's worth getting to. Because the moon card is very much about the ego. It's your inner self is putting up resistance, saying, don't walk this path. It's too scary. It's too difficult. Stay home. Don't do anything about it. And the ego doesn't want you to succeed. So the card kind of says, if there's a feeling of fear, that is your green light to actually gallop forward because your ego doesn't want you to do it, which then in turn means if you get to that, despite the personal reservations, you discover something about yourself that is super valuable and that allows you to work more effectively in future. So you can have a personal breakthrough here. And the Eight of Pentacles, that is a card that usually shows a young man hammering away at different pentacles and creating quality good work. Here we've got a spider creating this amazing spider web. And it takes work to the next level and you become an artisan. So you can do exceptional work. Pentacles is earth, so anything creative. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity. It's kind of like Venus and Taurus, this card. So if you can paint or write or draw or even do yoga poses that make you feel creative, anything that allows you to express yourself through your physical body, that's going to have an amazing impact on reducing anxious feelings. It's also going to make you feel like you're not carrying a heavy load and that you can focus on the work that you want to create. So the main thing about the day is to simplify and to focus on something that makes you feel joyous and like you're channeling this spiritual energy into a creative outlet. That's going to work most effectively. When you find yourself spinning yourself out intellectually, trying to understand, if you're analyzing and ruminating, I don't think that's going to get you very far. So pick something you can do that makes you feel grounded and practical. So if you do paint, do that. If you like walking in nature and that inspires you, do that. If it's, exercise, meditation, working on your body, looking at cooking food, working in the garden, anything like that that's a simple pleasure will allow you to get a lot done, and it will also inspire you and show you how you can manage these negative feelings and feelings, overwhelm and doubt, how you can manage those in future and how you can master them in general so that you're not a hostage of your own negative feelings. So that's huge. You can kind of transcend your own feelings and your own hang-ups and your own reluctance. And learning that is going to be the best tool ever because we all have to jump over our shadow once in a while and just do things despite ourselves. So learning that today is a skill that you're going to be using for the rest of your life. Number-wise, we've got 18 for the moon and 10 is 28. And then another 8 is 36. Is it? Okay, 8 and 10 is 18. Oh, wow, we've got two 18s. 1 and 8 is 9. 9 is the vibration of the hermit. And 9 in numerology is completion and really ticking a box once and for all. And that's what I get here. You're able to transcend limiting beliefs and feelings you have about yourself. So 18 and 18 is 36. 3 and 6 is 9. That's the Hermit again. So this is it's a day where doing inner work isn't just helpful to you, it's helpful to the way your physical circumstances are going to look in future. You become more well adjusted. You've got 2 feet firmly planted on the ground, and you're able to manage your life in an artisan way, to spin a web that pleases you and that fires your imagination and that encourages you to go on. So it's really turning an inner corner and saying, I'm not going to be defeated. I'm going to win. So it's that sense of, yes, I can do it. I will do it. I want to do it, which is great because that's real drive motivation. Have an amazing day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology in my personal reading. So if you have any questions about your personality, what's coming up for you in future, what's destined for you, then please do get in touch for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.